Hey friends, I'm looking for some advice from my fellow GLP1 users.
Hey, Megan. I look crazy because I've been cleaning the house, so apologies. I wanted to stitch this video and go over a few things. I want to talk about an alarming trend that I'm seeing, and I want to specifically give you some advice. So stick with me because this is very, very important. First and foremost, to recap a little bit of what Megan was saying, if you want to go back and watch her video, you can. She is with Lavender Sky. They've got her on some kind of ridiculous titration schedule. She's, started out at doing a split dose, and then the second week she was doing, I'm assuming, what's the standardized lowest dose, and then added a unit. I'm not sure why we're doing that. And then now she's like, okay, I'm not feeling anything. Do I go up next week? Now, I understand that all of this comes from a place of being new at this. So I get it. But first and foremost, this is a trend that is starting to happen with these telehealth companies where they are just having people do these crazy titrations in a 1 month period. And it's not only not beneficial to the patient, it's actually detrimental to them. And I plan on doing a deep dive into this because this is not the only company that's doing this. They're doing it under the guise of individualized care, but it's not because, they're doing it for a lot of people. Anyway, I digress. You need to be on a starter dose, whatever that starter dose is for you. So if you're on tirzepatide, if you're doing a 1 milligram dose, a 2 milligram dose, a 1.5 milligram dose, I don't care as long as you know what it is, not just in units. And you need to be on that dose for 4 weeks. The reason why is because it takes a while for the medication to build up in your system. And especially in the first month, the whole point is to get your body acclimated to it so that you don't have severe side effects. There's a reason why they do clinical studies to see what it is that people generally can tolerate. What can people tolerate? Most people can tolerate, again, tirzepatide 2.5 for 4 weeks and then move up in dose. This is not a dosey-do, okay? We're not like, grab your partner, dosey-do, let's just, okay, now on to the next partner, do. Like, what in the actual F is going on? You should not be, starting out split dosing, unless you're under a doctor's care and they're walking you through it. B, you should not be doing the standard dose and adding a unit and and then do I go up because I'm not feeling anything? Stop. We need to rewind and restart. That's not how this works. And if you're doing this and jumping all around, not only are you increasing your risk of ending up in the ER, but your results are going to be all over the place, and your body is going to acclimate to certain doses. And then when you move up just a smidge, right, because you're not moving up like a full 2.5 milligrams, you're not going to get any results. You're not going to feel it like you were talking about. First of all, you're in week 2, you're probably not going to feel it anyway for most people. Okay, I'll do a deep dive into that on my channel, because again, this is not the only company that's doing this. It is alarming to me how many people are just starting out with these compounding companies and they don't have any guidance, right? Again, Megan, not your fault, but it's just mind-blowing. It didn't used to be this way. Now it's just the wild, wild west, and we're all claiming it's, because we're doing personalized care. Really? Really? Personalized care? Then why is your patient coming on TikTok asking why their dose is moving up every week, which is somebody else that I was helping, right? Like, what is going on? Okay. Second thing I want to address with this, Megan was talking about injection sites. It is my personal recommendation to new people that they rotate injection sites every single time they have an opportunity to in the first 3 months. So for example, if you start out using abdomen, then maybe you do another week of abdomen, you do the other side, right? Left versus right. Then maybe in the next week you do thigh. You do right thigh, then the next week you do left thigh, right? Then the following week you do back of the arm. The reason why is because for many people, not all people, for many people, they find that they experience different side effects and different awesome effects based off of the injection site. Not everybody, there are some people who don't, but there is a large majority who does. You want to test this out while you're at the lower doses, and you're much less likely to have severe side effects. For example, when I tested out doing in the back of the arm, it gave me headaches. I don't have headaches with any other injection site. So just to give you an example. Okay. It is very, 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 very important that you understand what dose you are on, okay? Not units. I cannot stress that enough. Your prescription can change each month and the units can be different even if it's coming from the same pharmacy. You need to understand what dose you're on in milligrams, and you need to be staying at that dose for at least 4 weeks. If you are with a telehealth company that has you titrating up over a 4-week period, and there is not a specific medical reason that's being provided to you, for example, you tried to go up in dose and you ended up in the ER, and so now they're like, okay, well, let's just have you titrate slowly up over a month, but you're doing it in very small increments, right? That would be a medical reason. If they're just like, here you go, just move up incrementally, like, what? No, absolutely not. And you need to get the hell out of Dodge because that's not safe. And if you're new to a GLP-1, you may not realize that right off the bat because, again, you're at a starter dose. You don't know. This is all new to you. But for some reason, there is this trend of these companies doing this. So if you haven't already, subscribe, jump over to my YouTube if you're seeing this on TikTok, because I'm going to do a deep dive into this and why this is a problem and why this is an all of a sudden trend that these companies are doing, because I personally feel, not a doctor, that this is detrimental to patients and it's incredibly confusing for people who are new to a GLP-1. Megan, if you see this and you would like some one-on-one help, please feel free to message me. My email is listed on my YouTube channel. Whatever you feel comfortable with, message me on Facebook, whatever. I would be more than happy to help you. Again, not a doctor. And I encourage you 1,000,000% to speak to your doctor, because you are going to get all kinds of messages from TikTok people telling you what to do, and it may or may not be safe. Be safe out there.